My name is Allie Barton. When I found out I would be introducing Genesis Martin, I was so relieved. After all, she could not have made it easier for me, being the most kind, thoughtful, and funny person I know. But the real challenge was finding a way to put just how amazing she is into a 1-minute speech. From her very first day of first grade, she was the star of our grade. And I mean that both metaphorically and literally. For those of you who don't know, our very own Jen starred in a movie, Atone. I still remember the watch party for the movie, when so many third graders were shoving our faces with candy, laughing, and watching our bestie. Some of my favorite memories with her are during basketball season, when she always wore a smile even when they were running us into the literal ground. She is truly one of the most remarkable people I have ever had the honor of knowing, and I, for one, cannot wait to hear what she has to say today. So without further delay, I give you Genesis Amari Martin.
Ever since I can remember, I've always asked others for advice. One may think that's a good quality to have. I mean, we've been told our entire lives to reach out for help when we need it. And I believe that to be true, in most cases. However, I tend to ask for too much advice. Almost every single decision that I've come to make throughout my life has been somewhat influenced by other people. If you consider how many decisions we make in a day, which Google says is around 35,000, that amounts to 35,000 decisions times 365 days in a year times 18 years of my life, equaling almost 230 million decisions in my life thus far. That's a lot of decisions, and half of those are technically not my own. This is because whether I outright ask others or I allow my subconscious to consider what someone might say were I to ask them, I automatically default to the opinions of others. Almost everything I do is supplemented with the potential thoughts of another. I digress. Not always do I actually follow through with what others advise me to do. For example, my mom suggests I stay close to home whenever I bring up college, and I know my decision is absolutely not. But that is the only future-based decision that I truly know the answer to. Other than that, I'm completely undecided about my life. During my junior year, I started attending college tours in hopes that a college would scream at me, "You belong here. You should decide to come here." But that never really happened. Instead, what I can remember during these tours is one singular moment, when the tour guide would ask everyone in the group, "What do you want to major in?" Seems like a simple enough question, but for me it was the question of all questions. And when it finally got to me, a bashful, "I don't know yet," would come out of my mouth every time without fail. And of course, it's not likely that one should know exactly how the next 4 years of their life are going to play out, but regardless, I still felt this sort of shame nagging at my soul. I kept asking myself after every tour, why can't I decide? And that's when my mind started going to, well, what does everyone else think I should do? And then that leads me down a rabbit hole of ideas, all centered around the opinions of others. But after an entire year of self-reflection, I can say that I think I found the deep, hard-kept secret to why I act based on others. It's because I'm scared. What if my own decisions are wrong? At least if all turns out awful, I can blame it on someone else. They made that decision for me. And the same goes for college and for my future. What if I make the wrong decision? What if what I decide results in my life being a huge mess? Those questions were difficult to grapple with, but at the senior retreat at Victory Ranch, I heard something that changed my entire perspective on the situation. Miss Pogue was there to talk to us about how what we say can change the way we go through life. And one singular piece of advice she gave really stuck out to me. She told us to change that "what if" to "even if." When I heard that, I thought to myself, this is what I've been needing to hear for the past year. Changing the "what if my decision is wrong" to "even if my decision is wrong" helped me to see the bigger picture, that even if my life turns out a mess, I will be okay regardless. Furthermore, I also realized that there is no wrong or right decision when it comes to my future. And when I'd finally accepted all of these truths, it dawned on me to stop letting people influence my decisions and almost everything else too. If I let other people make decisions for me, I'm just making other people's mistakes. And when we let others factor into our decisions, we take away from the trials and errors that in life are quintessential to learning and growing. Instead of asking someone else, "What do you think?" the most important question you should be asking is to yourself, "What do I think?" We were made to have our own minds, souls, and bodies for a reason. We're meant to use them. So if we start to overly depend on the minds of others, that will only hinder us, not help us. I know that moving forward, I am bound to still occasionally let others affect my decision-making. Some of those decisions will lead me to great joys, and some of them will lead to great heartache. But I believe that the true beauty in life is not just the happy or sad moments as a result of those decisions. The true beauty is that you were even able to make that decision in the first place. Never take that ability for granted, because although being in charge of your own fate can be scary at times, it is one of the most amazing gifts that we have been allowed, one that we should never squander based on the objective thoughts of other people. And yes, there are going to be times when trivial questions such as, what should I eat for dinner, or should I wear this top or this one out tonight, will come up, and I'll need someone to answer it for me. But what questions I refuse to let other people answer for me are these. Who am I? What am I destined for? To my decisively amazing class of 2025, I am so thankful that the decision was made for me to come here 12 years ago. I'm so thankful that you all have decided to embrace me wholeheartedly and support me no matter what. And I'm eternally grateful that I get to make this one life-changing decision, college, knowing that wherever I alone decide to go, I will have endless love and support from you all. In this time of our lives, where our decision-making determines our futures, the easiest decision we can all make together is to love each other a little bit harder and to hold on just a little bit tighter until our decisions take us all elsewhere. And to everyone else, in each of the 35,000 times today when you have to make a decision, I hope you embrace the scariness of it, but do it yourself anyway. And however it might end up, at least take solace in the fact that you and you alone get to decide your fate. Thank you.